Hi, everybody. What's up? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. Hello, guys. Yes, I know the family will be kind of excited, at least those of you that are not in the UK. I will be wrapping up my tour this weekend. I have my final show in Luton this Saturday. So if you guys are in the area, please come out to the Luton Bako Festival. Bako means forever in Tree. So Luton Forever Afro Caribbean Festival this Saturday from I believe 1 to 8, maybe. So I'll be there with a lot of other artists from our organization, Royal Hills, will be there rocking out. Big shout outs also to the customers of theafricansuperstar.com, www.theafricansuperstar.com. What's up? Kimla is the first in the building. She's already on code. Make sure you guys do the same thing. Greet me in the chat room, like the stream, support the stream. I'm going to talk about this topic today. And obviously, our people are just naturally emotional. So I do know that this will ruffle a few feathers, but I just got to tell you what it is. Big shout outs also to our members only who support the stream on a monthly basis. Those of you designated by the circle next to your name. And last but not least, all the African superstar music lovers. Big shout outs to all the music lovers in the house. I have seen a lot of you guys since I've been here in the UK. Like I said, this is my fourth and final show this month. Well, we're in the new month, we're in August now, but my fourth show since being here. I've personally met you guys, come up to me, take pictures, things like that. It's been lovely to meet you and also meet some new African superstar music lovers. That's what we really wanted to achieve on this tour. So we have done it. Tonight, I want to talk about many women are being romance scammed in Africa and they're bringing it upon themselves. So, yes, we're going to talk about this topic tonight. What's up, family? Who's in the building? Hello, are you there? Please make sure you get into the chat room so that I know who's in the building. This topic was actually motivated by my homegirl, Sister Ya. She posted a series of messages on Facebook today with the subject of um, people being romance scam. And, obviously with us being kind of veterans, I guess, in the diasporan world in Ghana, a lot of people share their stories with us, or a lot of people come to us for advice. Both Sister and Ya and I, following the lockdowns, we moved to Ghana. She'd been there previously, but she came back again. And it was obviously my first time moving there. So we've seen a lot and heard a lot from diasporans and this and that. I would say that in as much it happens to men, I think that it's happening more to women because more women are coming to the continent with that premise. I think a lot of diasporan men, it's obvious that women are flocking to the continent more than diasporan men. Diasporan men that are going into the international community looking for women a lot of times are looking in Asia, South America. It's more competitive, in my opinion, for them in Africa because obviously there's a plethora of Black men and they need to compete in order to be, the man in those settings versus going to these other, places. They have a much more advantage. Anyway, so I think that this is a largely diasporan female problem. Women are coming to the continent. I mean, some of the stories that I've heard from, Ghanaian men is crazy. I have some friends that are tour guides. They talk about how, more than the Black British, it's a Black American thing from what I'm hearing. They come on the tours. They have inappropriate behavior, suggestive behavior. We know that some of our people are coming. They've been starved for relationships. They've, lacked intimacy. They haven't been had any attention paid to them, or they've been single for a very long time. And they literally come over to Ghana, in my case, and I'm pretty sure it's happening in other places where the diasporans are really going to Tanzania, Nigeria, Senegal, Gambia, these places where a lot of the diasporans are interested in. And they're coming there and setting themselves up. There's a reason that there are stereotypes about some of these relationships between Westerners and, foreigners or Africans or whatever. Shout outs to the family. We got 12 of you guys here. Okay, let's get some crowd participation. First trivia question. What are some of the rumors you have heard about these type of marriages? Marriages between Westerners and foreigners. Okay. Relationships that maybe happen online, relationships that may happen on holidays. You go travel somewhere, you meet somebody. What are some of the rumors that you have heard? Please, family, let's be participating in the chat. We got 10 of you guys here, and I know it's working because Kimla already put her message in. What's up? What are some of the rumors that you have heard? You see, because in my opinion, some people, they do not want to look at the continent under a certain lens, and they need to. They need to look at the continent under a certain lens for a reason. Guys, are you guys in the chat room? I hope I'm not having problems with the chat room again. Because we got 13 of you guys. Can you hear me? Let me see a number one. Because you guys are not, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Let me just check. Can you guys hear me? Because we were having some problems with the chat room the other day. Let me just check. Because let me just check. What's up, family? Okay, thank God. Because, I know we've been having an issue with spectators lately. So I don't know if it's a problem with StreamYard or if you guys are just watching. I don't know. Thank you so much, Karen and Antonio in the building. Yes. Okay, Oliver. Okay, now I see the ones. All right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first trivia question was, what are some of the rumors that you have heard related to these marriages? Okay, one of the most popular things that you're going to hear is that people are wanting to marry for immigration purposes. Okay, so that means, for those of you that don't know, that means that when they marry a British, when they marry a German, when they marry an American, they can then file as spouses and then migrate to the West. It's a huge warning of these things, but there's a reason that it's a warning, because in many cases it has happened. And it's not to say that it's not possible that you have actually met someone compatible and you've actually met someone that you fall in love with and you've actually met someone, et cetera, et cetera. But it's very important because of the risk involved. I did a video not too long ago about, marriages where immigration are concerned are extremely risky. I'm an African. I have so many African friends as well from other nations. Okay. Kenya, Nigeria, South African, Ghanaian, and even these ladies, even these continental ladies are fully aware of the risk of people from back home because of this immigration thing. When I say that women are setting themselves up, even with these things on the table, okay, you have things, and I also talk about understanding cultural norms. Another thing that I talk about, which has personally been something that I have encountered, is age gap. Okay. It's a big deal culturally in Africa. It's a big deal. You have Western women coming to the continent, getting with significantly younger men, and this is not necessarily acceptable in their culture. If they are overriding things like this that are cultural norms, it's a big red flag. It's a big red flag. Okay. If, you've got to also look at yourself, ladies, and be real. You got to be real. Now, I have girlfriends, for instance, that, in Ghana, they're in their 50s. They look good. Okay. They train, they eat good foods, they dress really well, they look after themselves, And you would look at them and you wouldn't necessarily know that they were in their 50s. There are other people who, quite frankly, have let themselves go. Okay, they are not in their best physical appearance. Let's be real. We know that men, for the most part, and ladies, if you agree with this next statement I'm going to make, let me see a number 2. Make sure you guys like the stream. You can also support the stream and be a part of the comments. I'm going to start reading some of the comments in a minute. Men are very visual. If you understand that, ladies, let me see a number 2. Men are very visual. Men have always been visual. So in the case that you're coming to the continent and you've pulled this, 20 years younger than you, boy toy, macho man kind of thing. Okay, he's all up on you. And obviously it's flattering to you because he's fine, and I mean, men on the continent are very, very attractive, super tall, athletic, great voices, great teeth, great skin. I mean, physically, they are amazing. They eat organic foods. They live in the sun. They live in an environment where they're not faced with, constant racism and police brutality and incarceration and gun violence, so that environment allows them to really be optimal in many ways. Ladies, sometimes you got to look at yourself and be honest. And know that, yes, this person is coming to me because they're an opportunist, because this guy is a man who is, hot. He could have anybody that he wants. Okay. I may not necessarily be there. You see, self-reflection is important. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. And a lot of people are not there yet in their world where they can actually review themselves and say, you know what, I'm not in my best condition. I'm not in my best appearance. My health is not great. My weight is not great. I don't take care of myself. I look tired. I look old. I don't do my hair. I don't, a lot of people aren't there. But if you're honest and look at yourself and you know that pulling someone like this, it could very well, and it might very, come on, network problems. Okay. So, I say a lot of women are bringing this upon themselves because when they come to the continent, they abandon all common sense. Another red flag, a lot of you guys are meeting men through the DMs. Once you start associating with diasporic communities, African communities, migration groups, travel groups, it's not uncommon that these people will slide into your DMs. They might meet you in groups. They might meet you through mutual friends, things like that. And they will reach out to you, slide in your DMs. Any ladies who've ever received an email like this or a DM, let me see a number 3. Just for context so that you guys see, I'm not exaggerating these things. This is what happens. They will start reaching out to you. Oh, hi, beautiful. I saw you in such a group. Oh, such and such is mutual friends. They basically have a complete template where they will ask you the same exact questions. Red flags. Okay. The guy's in your DM. He says, where do you live? He hasn't looked at your profile. Okay. He doesn't know anything about you. I've had people slide into my DMs and they're like, oh, when are you coming to Africa? You should come here and visit sometimes. Hello, I'm the African superstar. You haven't even looked at my feed before you started talking to me. These are red signs. They've literally picked you. They could be messaging several other dozen women at the same time. Then there comes a term that's called love bombing. Okay, love bombing is when they start with all the romantic stuff. Now, your instincts is going to say, I don't even know this person. I've never even met this person. I've been chatting with this person for 1-2 days, whatever. Maybe we had a video call, maybe we didn't. And now they're telling me they've never felt like this before. They think I'm the one for them. They love me. They want to get married. All these things, guys. And women are falling for these things. And guess what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay? For any of the opportunists in the room, okay, I count myself an opportunist as well. You know, if certain things come across my table, I'm going to definitely take. You know, if somebody wants to give me free money, if somebody wants to, you know, whatever, I would take it. I'm not going to participate in romance scams. But I am making the illustration that, ladies, a lot of you are making it very easy for yourself to become victims to these things because you don't want to do your due diligence. And you know that it is too good. It feels too good. He looks too good. It's too good to be true. It's too fast. You don't know anything about this man. You don't even know what his situation is. I can't tell you how many times in these diasporan groups, I have seen women say things such as, I'm coming to meet my fiance. I'm moving to Ghana tomorrow. Anybody know where I should look for a place to live? How can I find a job in Ghana? These kind of things that indicate that you have no knowledge whatsoever of what you're getting into. Why are you coming to Ghana to meet your fiance that you don't know? Why? And let me tell you, the African way almost 99% of the time includes their family. If two, African people are going to marry, it usually includes an introduction of the families. It usually includes a bride price. It usually includes some type of traditional engagement or something like this. You're getting engaged to someone online that you don't know. You don't know his family. His family doesn't know you. And that excludes video calls. Oh, I talked to his mom on video call. Doesn't count. You don't know if that's his mom. You don't know if that's his sister or his brother. Some of these scams are deep, but a lot of them ain't that deep, guys. A lot of them are clear as day. And, like I said, Sister Yah she put several posts on, and that is what brought it up to me because we were talking about it. And she was saying, it's crazy, some of these things I'm hearing. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, you've got to do your due diligence. I tell you all the time. Do you ask yourself why this hot tamale is not been snatched up in Ghana? Do you ask yourself that? Do you wonder why this god of a man is just ready for you? Do you ask yourself? Why is he willing to go against all his cultural norms? You might have children. If you were a local Ghanaian woman or a local Nigerian woman, all those things would be frowned upon. Okay, you have children from a previous marriage, the family a lot of times would not approve. You come from a different tribe, they would not approve. You have age gap, they would not approve. Tattoos, not approve. If it's African to African, essentially, and I'm generalizing to encompass the whole continent because a lot of these traditional elements when it comes to marriage are kind of synonymous around the continent. Okay. If this man is going against those norms for you, he just met you. Okay. And immigration's on the table. Money's on the table. Something beneficial to him is on the table. And they can also invest time. Let me warn you about that too, ladies. Don't think because he's been talking to you for a year or 2 years that that's any indication that it's too legit to quit. They can ride out the storm. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. If you don't believe the things I'm telling you today, I challenge you to go on to YouTube. There's a series that is primarily based out of the UK. It's called Romance Rats. Okay. And it talks about not just Black women, but it talks about primarily like British women going to a lot of these other countries, Turkey, Morocco, definitely African nations, Latin America, and these same things occurring. Some of these men have invested 3 years. Some of the times they have kids with you, and it's all for the benefit, And again, I'm not saying it's not actually viable. I have several friends that are actually married to continental, or they may have been continental, they may have migrated, whatever. But I know several people that have been in these relationships and they're successful. Even people been married over 10 plus years now. For instance, my sister Yacht, she's married to a Ghanaian man. He was living in Ghana when they met. He moved to the US and so on and so forth. It can work, but even if you were to talk to her, their relationship went on for years before they tied the knot and all that stuff. And we are jumping the gun and it's ending in disaster. And I would always say that, an opportunist is an opportunist is an opportunist. If you give an opportunist an opportunity, they are going to take it. So in as much we know some of them are out, some of them are preying upon our people, our weaknesses, you need to still protect yourself. My mentality now here at this 40 years old that I am says, y'all guilty till you prove innocent. I'm looking at everybody through rose-colored glasses. You feel me? Until you let me know where you coming from, I'm very skeptical because it's very prevalent. It's very abundant. Okay. And also, I know they say love is blind, but if your friends and family around you are also telling you they're seeing these signs, they're seeing the inconsistencies, that they got questions, his behavior is weird and blah, 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 and it's more than one person, listen, they might not just be hating on you. They may be noticing the things that either you don't want to acknowledge or the things you're not choosing to see. Because like I said, a lot of these things are very blatantly obvious, super blatantly obvious. And like I said, if he's a stud, ask yourself, what is what is attracting this man to me? What is attracting this man to me? Another red flag, when you meet African men that tell you they don't date their own country women. So you meet a Ghanaian man and he says, oh, I don't like Ghana girls this, Ghana girls that, or a Nigerian man, I don't date Nigerian women, or somebody from the Caribbean, well, I don't like, why? Why? That's no different than the white girl who says, I like Black men. It's not, I like you, Peter, I like you, Kwame. It's basically, I could swap you up for anybody. A lot of these men feel the same way. They need any American to make it happen, any British to make it happen. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And I got to tell you, because when you set yourself up, okay, you're cashing them out. Even your banks will be telling you nowadays, don't send money to people you don't know. You people are still doing it. Still sending money to people you don't know. Oh yeah, he just needs to get everything ready for when I get over there. He just needs to rent the apartment. He just needs to, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell y'all a little story. Okay. If y'all want to hear a little story, let's see what number. We already up to 3. If y'all want to hear a little story, let me see a number 4. Hello. And I'll tell you guys a little story and then I'm going to start with the comments. Guys, make sure you like the stream. We got 30 of you here. Any support for the stream? Hello. This time, very soon, I'm going to be back in Ghana. I cannot wait. Big shout outs to Kimla. She's on code. Did you guys like the stream? Please get the lights up. Get the likes up. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this because I'm just trying to get it through to you ladies. The sending money, you guys are still doing it. And there was a young man that I was chilling with in Ghana. This was probably over a year ago. And basically, it's really scandalous. He told me that he chats with ladies online. Okay. And I said, oh, okay, because, he obviously, thank you so much, Bronco Blue, for that super chat support. Much love, much needed, much love. This tour has really hit my pocket, y'all. But I'm hanging in there. It was for the good. So he told me, because see me, I don't ask a lot of questions. I'm someone who likes to observe the situation because I know when you ask a lot of questions, sometimes people will give you the manufactured answers that you want. So when I met him, I believe we met somewhere out and about. And he was fun. He likes to dance. Me and Monica, we go out for chilling a lot. And I just enjoyed chilling with him. I didn't want nothing basically beyond that. Just let's go chill sometimes. Let's go hang out, dance, meet up, have a drink, whatever. I didn't want nothing beyond that. So he, a couple times we went out, blah, blah, blah. And he would be spending money, buying drinks, paying for my transportation, blah, 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 blah. Me, I never asked what was the source of his situation. So I think probably like the third time we met up, he said to me, well, Gina, you never asked me like what I do for a living or where I get my money. And I was like, yeah, well, because I don't be liking people to be asking me. See, he didn't know for a long time. I don't even think by the time he told me, I told him that I was a musician and stuff like that. So anyway, he was like, you never even asked. And I was like, okay. I was like, so what do you do? And he was like, well, I do have some real estate and blah, 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 blah. But he was like, I chat with ladies online. And I said, really? And he was like, yeah, I chat with ladies on Tinder and Plenty of Fish. And he told me that he had 2 women currently that were sending him about 2,000 CDs every week for his upkeep. Now, let me see, 2,000 CDs. It's over 100. But it's probably, this was like I said, it was like a year ago. Let's see here. Let me just see what it is right now. Big shout outs to the family, guys. Make sure you like the stream. Hello. 2,000 CDs. I'm just going to see what it is right now. CDs. Okay, so that is $177 currently. So let's just say 100 and let's just make it 175. So he had 2 women. One was from England, or they might have both been from England. I can't remember. That were sending him that amount every week. So every week he was making over $300 in remittances from these ladies. One of the ladies from the UK, he told me, would come sometimes to Ghana. But he said the other lady hadn't even never been there. And this was his bread and butter. And guess what? He will be taking me out for drinks and partying and all that. You see what I'm saying? So I made this illustration because, some of you guys are setting yourself up for the okie doke. You should not be doing this. Okay, you should not. If you're getting that gut feeling, I know he's really nice. I know you haven't had a boyfriend in a long time. I know he's attractive. I know he's charming. I know he loves to communicate. He calls you every day. He texts you every day. He video calls. He always has time for you. I know. And I know you want to believe. You might be like, Cher, I believe in life after love. You want to believe that it is what it is, but it might be what you don't want. Big shout outs to the family. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the comments now. Big shout outs, guys, Do like Brown Coat Blue. Show some love and support in the chat room in a tangible, very tangible way. All right, let's go ahead and start with the comments to see what the family has to say. Kimla's in the building. Shout outs to Kara May and Mr. Antonio in the building. What's up? Oliver is there with us. Thank you to everybody who's in the chat and participating. What's up, Miss Diane Whittaker? I see you there. Big shout outs to the family. Admin Bentley says, my case is different. I live in Canada for over 30 years now, but I want to come home, but I want to marry someone from the West, then come and live in Ghana. Good luck. Good luck, because a lot of people from the West ain't ready. But if you meet somebody who's ready to make that journey with you, good luck. But it's very difficult. I mean, you've probably seen the comments in our chat room sometimes talking about how people want to move to Africa, but their partner does not. And it's actually a stumbling block. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that it, Diane says they want to marry you because they don't have to pay a dowry. That's another thing. Big shout out to Diane. Good point. There are people that are marrying for documents. Okay, some of you guys definitely know this. And I know, for instance, in regards to the UK, when people are marrying in the UK for documents, is between, the going rate is between 10 to 15,000 pounds. People are actually paying for this arrangement. Okay, a lot of these guys on the continent that don't have that money are going to be trying to be the ones to scam you, because they want you to do the papers for free, because they know that a woman in love rides for her man. She's going to do everything for her man. She's going to say, yeah, he just needs this and he just needs that to be a better man, and I'm a ride or die, I'm a hold him down. And they know that. They know that about us. Okay, so when they don't have money, and it's no coincidence, a lot of these guys that are doing these scams, they don't have anything. Okay, they don't have a job, they don't have a car, they don't have a place to live, they have a lot of stories, and they have a lot of excuses. Even in some cases, you might have some professionals that do also, participate in a scam because they don't want to pay. And, I talk about it here on the channel. I believe it is, just like a life lesson, which is reciprocity. I wouldn't encourage anybody to get married to someone who can't reciprocate things. I know that a lot of times that we see the potential in people, and, we feel empathetic to people that maybe have had challenging lives or lack of opportunities or whatever. And so we just want to invest in them. We kind of want to nurture them and, go through the whole metamorphosis from the caterpillar to the butterfly. But guess what, guys? Hello. My audience is over 30 primarily. These folks ain't changing. And again, ladies, do you think that you're the first one? Hello? He's a tour guide. He's a boat driver. Okay? He's sliding in your DMs. What differentiates you from all the other people? You think that it was just a divine, happening that he found you. There was no lady before you, and there's not going to be no lady after you. Are you crazy? If he's anybody worth having, okay, then you might have some competition. There might be other ladies trying to get his attention or whatever. Let's be real. Let's be real. Very excellent point, Diane. Thank you for contributing that. Okay, sorry. All right, big shout out to the family. What's up, Amin Cal? I see you there. We doing shout outs now. Antonio says, I'm not my best condition, but I'll be good to everyone. Well, be careful, Antonio, because, the nice guy finishes last. People will exploit you if you let them. you know. And obviously this message is primarily to women because, like I prefaced in the beginning of this message, I believe it's happening more frequently to ladies in Africa because they're coming with that pretense. They're not coming to Africa because they like it. They're not coming there because they want a spiritual awakening. They traveled there, they love it. They're coming there looking for men. Okay, men can smell desperation, ladies, if you didn't know. Men can smell the thirst. Okay, they know when you are there for whatever you're there for. And in some cases, they're going to use you too. They're going to see it and be like, oh, she want to come over here and, hook up with me and do this and that. I'll show her. Hello. Yeah. Big shout outs to Antonio. Kimla says they love you and want to marry a complete stranger in 1 week. Now, ladies, is that not weird to you? And then look at the other reality. Okay, let's just say you're living in America. A lot of the viewers are. Now, if you are someone who dates African men or foreign men, you will probably know foreign men that are stable, that have their papers, that have a job, that are working and everything. Look at the lack of eagerness for them to marry and have kids, right? In some cases, those men can actually absorb a woman, absorb kids, and begin a family. They're financially stable. They have their documents in place. Whatever. They've already graduated university, whatever. These men that are stable are not beating down your door to get married. Yet these men that are unstable are eager to have a child and get married to you. Do ask yourself, and I know for some of you, it's the dream. You've never been married. You never had a serious relationship. You don't have kids, so now your opportunity's there and you just want to fly by the red flags because it's your one shot. Well, just be careful. Diane says, I'm being love bombed by a Nigerian and I know it, but he is sending me money, so I let him talk. Big shout out to Diane. She's doing reverse, what's it called? Oh God. Reverse middle passage. This is a tactic of theirs as well, to build trust. But it sounds like Diane, she knows what's going on here. They will sometimes give you a token of whatever to build up your trust, and you're like, oh, okay, wow, he's spending money on me, he's doing this and that, and then, it's like clockwork. Eventually, something's going to come up, and they're going to try to recoup whatever they've invested in you. And the scammers. It's happened plenty of times. I know someone personally that this happened to. I've talked about it on the channel before. She was gifted a whole trip to Dubai. The man gifted her a trip to Dubai. By this time, she's sold. Okay, he's buying plane tickets. He's paying for hotels. When eventually she got to Ghana and settled down with him, they bought a car together. And all of a sudden, the car got stolen from their church a few days after they bought it. And if you know much about cars in Africa, they got to be paid in cash. So guess what? That trip to Dubai, he got that money back. He conspired and worked with his homies to get the car stolen so that they could cash it and get the money back. You understand? So they got a lot of tactics. You got to stay with your eyes open. Big shout out to Diane. What's up, Alexis? I see you. Ann says, I think they're listening too much to dumb men and women who are promoting the idea that better a man than no man, never mind their character. There's a lot of dumb people on social media, so I wouldn't even, and that has some validity to it. Big shout outs. And I went over a list of things that culturally are unacceptable, and that they may overlook because of why? Because the perceived value, the perceived escalation. Yes, I know this woman is older than me, Mom, but guess what? I'm going to move to America. Yes, I know this woman already has a couple kids, previous relationships, but I'm going to move to the UK. Yes, I know, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever you have to give is going to maybe be the canceling, cancel out their cultural norms. But again, if you know cultural norms, then you know that something's funny is going on. Because if, for instance, a man is dating you, he's 20 years your junior. Would he date his own country woman that age? No. He will consider that his auntie, somebody his mom's age or something like that. He wouldn't do that. You know, obviously there's exceptions because you guys be like, "Mom, my man is this and that." I understand why you guys are always trying to fish for the exception when you know that this is widespread. The probability of you getting scammed in these kind of situations when a lot of these factors are prevalent is so much higher than it being too legit to quit. And that's why the romance scams are rampant, because women are going against their better knowledge, hoping to be a part of this minority that it really works out, and they're getting the latter. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up, Brown Coat Blue? He says, know who to trust. Not all families actually rooting for you. In some cases, the families can be in on the scam. If they feel like you're a really big fish, they'll be willing to get their family in on it. I'm telling you, some of the stories are unbelievable. Do your due diligence, guys. Brown Coat Blue says, if my one guy listened to me, he would have saved himself about $850,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. Big shout outs. Black Beauties in the building today. Yes. Hello, Sky Davis. I see you. Alexa says, stay off of online dating apps. Lots of my African friends say they find their American women off Tinder and other dating apps. And it's true. Big shout out to Bronco. I'm glad you had a good time in Ghana. I'm looking forward to getting home. Absolutely. 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 Big shout outs. This is true though, too. But I mean, and then again, hey, some of you guys may be looking to have a good time. Okay. Just like me and my friend. I didn't care where the money was coming from. I never asked. I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm used to guys paying in Ghana though. It's normal. They pay for transportation, they pay for their dates, they send money, they send gifts, they send Momo. It's normal. But I mean, I thought to myself when he revealed, I said, damn, you living good, man. Like you getting $300. That's a lot of money in Ghana every week. The dude's living in a lap of luxury. But again, that comes from the disconnect of this woman not understanding, how much money she's giving him because she's never been to Ghana. Sending somebody $175 a week in Ghana, it might not be a lot to you guys in America, but that's really good money in Ghana. Virtually like nobody is earning that from jobs over there. So it's quite a lot. And here he is spending it on me. Brown Coat Blue says a woman should never ever be giving money to any man, period. Ladies, if it's a problem for you, if any man from anywhere ever is asking for money, that's just facts. And he's a man. He's a man. I agree. And there's no way, I'm just being honest with you ladies. There's no way I would marry a man where I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for the wedding. I'm paying for my plane tickets to go to Ghana. I'm paying for the visa. I'm paying for our housing. No way in hell. It is a red flag. Let's be real, ladies, if the man cannot contribute to anything in your relationship, is he ready for marriage? That means that if let's say you guys get into it and you get pregnant, he can't even help you with the care for the baby. He can't do anything. If you're going to get somebody on the continent, make sure they have their own industry doing something. Make sure they have their own living arrangements, you know. Obviously, those of us coming from the West, we're going to be perceived as rich because our currency is worth more there. But that doesn't mean that people there are not able and capable of taking care of themselves and working towards their future. I would advise strongly against marrying a man in that situation who has nothing going. Okay. Also, the man that's going to make you feel guilty. Baby, you know, the situation here in Africa, it's hard. You know, we have bad leaders, and you know, I had this and that. It's not your fault. You met him 48 hours ago. It's not your fault, his situation. No, do not be pressured into anything. Fitzroy says the player pimping should not be condoned. SMP, big shout outs. Shout outs. The SMP is our mission statement, guys. Strategy, maturity, and patience. Dr. Sherry says, how can they not have a job? Absolutely. Even if he's not having a corporate position, he should be hustling some kind of way. Most people on the continent are entrepreneurs. Okay. They do something on the side. They do many things. They have lots of talents to generate. You know, they can drive Uber, they can barber, they can play music, they can build, they can farm. You know, a lot of people, because of the situation, because of some of the economic hardships, it causes them to look for other jobs. So how you go in Africa, you get somebody who's doing nothing? No. And ladies, you guys should want to do better over there anyway, realistically. You shouldn't want to go, you know, all travel that whole distance to take an L on a continent. No. You should want to go there and win. Okay? Go there and win. Go there, have a good time. Go there, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't go there for struggle life. And Brown Sugar's in the building. Big shout outs. Yes. Bronco Blue says it's one thing if you're together and he has a down period, i.e., the Denzel Washington scenario, but you simply cannot sponsor a man that's not going somewhere. Exactly. Miss Aquila's with us. Big shout outs to her. I know she's heard some of the crazy stories as well. She's living in Ghana with me. She says some women are coming here losing all their common sense. Absolutely. And they're setting themselves up for it. And guys, look, you know, I'm just a realist. I can't feel sorry for you when you're putting yourself into ridiculous pretenses and meeting what's going to come from that. You know, if you were like a piece of steak, you know, this is the illustration I'm going to give you. If you were a piece of steak and you were on a stick and there was a lion there, okay, we all know that lions are carnivores. Okay, they're meat eating, you know, wild animals. You're the meat on a stick in front of him, and you think he's not going to eat? You think he's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is a member of the diaspora. You know, they've been through all that racial trauma over there in America. And, you know, they've been through, you know, 400 years of, you know, all this. Come on, guys. In many cases, they see us as white people anyway. You know, we sound like white people. We think like white people. We behave like white people. So, you know, for them, the line of demarcation is kind of fluid between Black Americans and white Americans, you know, even though white people get on a pedestal. That's like the ultimate pedestal. But they'll take us in the meantime, you know, and that's just real talk. So, you know, I just got to warn you guys again. I hear the stories and I'm like, well, did you do what you were supposed to do? Now, if it's an elaborate scheme, you know, that was hard for you to see the warning signs because this person was just so immaculate with how they schemed you, that's another thing. Again, a lot of people, the obvious signs are there and you're not paying attention. Big shout outs to Hazel. Diane says, I'm glad I didn't come for a man. The men here in Ghana say, my motorbike is my man. They are not lying. Hazel says, me coming from the West, going to the motherland, wouldn't to be me wouldn't be to meet a guy that, wait a minute, wouldn't want to meet a guy that has on their mind to live in the US. Well, most of them want to travel. I'm just being honest. At least in Ghana, somewhere probably between damn near seven, 7 to 8 out of 10 want to travel. Sometimes they'll tell you they don't want to, but they want to. It's very, very high. They have a very negative perception of their homeland and they have a very positive perception of the West and they want to go, plus the money, plus, just the West being idolized to them their entire life. They want to go and they want to travel and they want to see it. And, they will use you as the vehicle to get there. They will invest their time to do it. And again, yes, I know some success stories, but there's a lot more sob stories than the success stories. Alexis says Nigerians are really good at sweet talk, but not that good for me to be fooled. Big shout outs to the family. Yes, I've told that story a few times because when I first heard it, my jaw dropped down. My jaw dropped down, and I was like, "Wow." Kimla says, "I got a ton of gifts from Dubai, but believe me, there was an ulterior motive that I did not fall for." Big shout outs to Kimla. You see, so some of them, they're always evolving the game. They're always evolving the game. They realize that, okay, the cat's out the bag. They're getting hip to this and this and this and this. We need to revise our strategy. And so they do the bait and switch. They're going to start gifting you stuff. They're going to send you a little money. They're going to take you on trips or wine and dine you when you come visit them in Africa. In Africa, it's possible for them to rent Airbnbs. I've heard of other stories like that, where a lady comes from Ghana. Obviously, when y'all Yankees, y'all Americans come to the continent, you can't usually stay that long. Okay, you can stay maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know, that's a stretch. So basically, this guy had rented this very beautiful Airbnb, you know, and she thought it was his place. She thought that's where he lived because obviously it's the first time she met. So she went back. She's telling her, "Oh my God, girl, his house is the bomb. He lives in this really nice apartment and blah, 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 blah." Airbnb. She went back to America, packed up her stuff, came to Ghana, and saw the shack that he really lived in. And by then, she's sold her car, she picked up and moved because she thought, oh, I'll be living in this nice place with him. You know what I'm saying? He can absorb me when I get to Africa. And when she got there, and then he started telling her, well, I just want to impress you. And, listen, guys, it's deep. Kimla says, no offense, but most younger women in the diaspora don't even entertain them. And again, they'll tell you, oh, I like older ladies. Oh, I like big ladies. I like this stuff. I like that. They're targeting certain women because they know, at that point, when a lady is older, she's not married, she doesn't have kids, or she's divorced or whatever, they know that the probability for you being more vulnerable is there. Okay. Because if you're single at that period and you're dating, you're on a website looking for dating, whatever, they know your frame of mind is that you want someone. And they know that. They know that. That's why they go to the website. That's why they go to the app. They know they're going to find the pool of people that they can pick from. You see? And again, I raised this earlier in the broadcast. Why is nobody in their environment checking for them? Why? You're the only woman in the whole wide world that this man has ever seen, that anybody. It's very unlikely. It's very fishy. Something is amiss. Big shout outs to the family. What's up, Dr. Groves? We got all my doctor ladies up in here. All the doctor ladies. What's up, Dr. Carnita Groves? She Oh, technical difficulties. Yes, Dr. Carnita Gross, she lives in Ghana too. She's been there several years now. She's probably seen and heard it all, just like me. And we're trying to warn you guys that a lot of this stuff, and I mean, it can be avoided. Why is this man the network? I feel Hazel on this. She says it's a straight turnoff for the man to ask for money. I agree. And I mean, you just met him yesterday in some cases. The needs start immediately when you get with them. Oh, I was sick. I need medicine. You call him and you're like, how are you doing? Oh, baby, I'm not feeling good today. Oh, I haven't eaten. Oh, my car broke down. Somebody stole my motorbike. My mom's sick. I dropped my cell phone. And the whoa, whoa, whoa is me. Stuff starts happening. And you don't think that it's strange. Big shout outs. Brown Coat Blue says, and let's not forget, if you're a man, the ladies over there have all their teeth sharpened. Trust me on this. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's a fact, guys. 99% want to go to the US, want to go to Canada, want to go to Australia, where they want to go wherever you're from. Okay. And it'll be a turnoff to some of them too when you tell them, oh, I live here in Ghana. I'm here in Nigeria. They don't want that. Another red sign. Kimla says African men on the continent have an insurmountable amount of patience. They can pretend for a very long time. Alexis says there's a new scam on WhatsApp where a code is sent to you and they call you to ask you for the code and take over your WhatsApp. It just happened to a friend of mine 2 days ago. That code is a reset code, guys, so don't be giving it out. Do not give it out. All right, big shout outs to the family. So we have reached the end of all the comments. Thank you so much for all of you that have contributed. Thank you to Brown Coat Blue, our one and only super chat donor for this episode. I really appreciate you because we had over 30 people here. And only one super chat donor. Buddy. So big shout outs to Brown Coat Blue for sending that tangible support. But ladies, I really hope that you have heard me on tonight. Stop setting yourself up to be victimized. You know that this stuff is ongoing. Okay, like I said, there's a reason why you hear these stories, and there's a reason why there's a stereotype. And so it happens. It happens. Protect yourself so that it doesn't need to happen to you. And sometimes you might be really interested in a person, you might be attracted to the person, maybe you become intimate with them and the sex is amazing, but you got to look at it realistically. Do some assessment, do some digging, do some research, take your time. Why is this person meeting you today? They want to move into your apartment tomorrow. Why is this person eager for marriage and kids? You guys don't even know each other. Meanwhile, men that have been with women for years don't want to take responsibility for their kids, don't want to marry them. Okay. In a lot of cases, it is motivated, and that's just the reality. And you've seen several other people that are in this chat room that are like me, living in Africa. We've seen and heard it all. We're warning you. Fortunately for me, I haven't been a part of these romance scams, thank God, but it's because I'm screaming like how I'm warning you. I'm screening like, you know, like the Barbie premiere. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm screaming to prevent this stuff. And again, if it looks too good to be true, I'm going to go with it's too good to be true. What's up, Marine? Big shout outs to you. You're going to have to catch the playback, babe, because I'm wrapping up. So big shout outs to the family. Thanks everybody who came in. And for those of you guys that watch the playback, please leave your comments below, your stories, your thoughts on this topic. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.